What is the best side-scrolling shooter ever made? I don't know. But today on Worth Collecting, we're looking at Lifeforce.
Worth collecting. Worth collecting? Absolutely. Worth collecting. Worth collecting? Worth collecting. Worth collecting. Worth collecting? Yes, it is.
So it was released 40 years ago in the arcade, but came to the Nintendo in 1988. And this was one of the first side-scrolling and vertical shooter games I ever played on the Nintendo. There were two other games that I played before that were kind of similar to this. One was Parsec on my Texas Instrument computer, or I should say my father's Texas Instrument computer. Great game. That's also where I played Donkey Kong for the first time. Not a well-known gaming device because it was more of a personal computer used for programming in BASIC and whatnot, but also Vanguard on the Atari. But when this came along, I was blown away. It is an offshoot to the Gradius series, which is also a very good side-scroller slash vertical scroller shooter in its own right. So let's have a look. So this is a Konami game, so we do get to start off by putting in the Konami code, which we are going to do. And theoretically, that should give us 30 ships. It did not. I failed. That's all right. We're going to keep going. So if you've never played it, basically you got a ship, you go through, and you're flying in space. And at some point, you're flying through caves. It's almost like you're flying through sometimes the inner workings of a giant space alien. Very interesting stage development. The stages can be very difficult because they will change shape on you, and your hitbox will get you killed very quickly if you run into a wall or you run into an enemy. And with the walls changing on you periodically, it can really catch you off guard. And as you kill, just like that, game over. 2 lives. So one of the reasons why Konami had the Konami code was because so many of their games were re-releases of arcade games for home systems, and the arcade system was, designed to get you putting quarters in there. And if you got the system home and you want to play it, you could get frustrated really quickly because you're not pumping any quarters in there. So they had these 30-man code to make the game a little bit easier. But the difficulty level on these particular games is scaled so high. If you play Contra, you know that, it's like bullet hell. The bullets are just flying at you left and right, and you're trying to dodge them and, navigate through the stage. This game is no different. So it definitely does help to have the 30-man code. In fact, if you manage to get the code in, you can actually just leave your ship. I got it this time. You can just leave your ship flying straight, and you'll have enough lives to make it to the leader of the first stage without a game over. So that's pretty interesting. I did that earlier when I was trying to get my camera set up, and the game was just running. I was trying to get the sound levels down. Cool thing with this one, the way the power-ups work, you kill the enemies, and you'll build that little bar at the bottom, and then there's different... Dang. Just like that, you can get caught off guard. They put you in situations where you're gonna die if you're not paying attention, or if you're just being stupid and trying to film a video and trying to steer your ship at the same time and watch out for the enemies that are coming. But I was saying, as you go through, you unlock the different abilities by building that bar up at the bottom. As it gets higher, there's better abilities you can unlock. That one, there we go. So, and when you die, you lose one. It goes down. So you can kind of build them up to get better abilities. Pretty cool. The music's pretty catchy. I enjoy listening to it. And then you get tough things like this where you have to shoot your way through. Ooh. The hitbox on your ship can be very similar to Silver Surfer if you ever played that. You do get a little bit of invulnerability right after you die, which is helpful. And you can use tunneling to your advantage to avoid the enemy fire that's coming at you, which is cool. But if you're really into like this new wave of playing games that are coming out that are like excessively difficult, where you have to really like memorize the pattern of the enemies, you know, say like the Souls games, people really enjoy those games. You play them over and over again until you figure out exactly where all the enemies are at, and then you just kind of run through and whoop, I ran into the enemy there. Boss fights are really cool. You have to figure out the pattern of how the boss works out. So in this situation, got this giant brain. He's going to send out these little tentacle arms at me. And you have to kind of just keep shooting him in the front. But you have to dodge around him to get the arms to follow you. So you can free the front end back up to get the eye to open so you can shoot the eye. And then once you know that, this boss is pretty easy. There we go. It doesn't hurt that I'm using a Mac controller with the turbo button. Definitely makes these style of games a lot easier. But the cool thing about this game is not only do you have the side-scrolling, you also have the vertical missions, which are kind of cool too. It kind of changes up, you know, the play for you a little bit. And then they start throwing all sorts of stuff at you. Now, the older system, you'll see that it does start to kind of stutter a little bit when you get to scenes like this, because there's just so much going on the screen. It can be frustrating. But, just like Contra and the other really cool Konami games, you can actually play this 2-player simultaneous, so you're both on the screen at the same time. It's been a really long time since I've done that, so I'm not sure if like your ship can run into the other person's ship, if y'all can shoot each other. I'm not sure. But you can really play this game for a long time, just trying to figure out where all the enemies are, because they're going to come in a similar pattern every time you play it. So once you memorize it, it definitely improves your skill at it. One of those games, the more you play it, the better you get. Having these side missiles is super helpful because it takes care of the guns on the side. And then I get this bouncy balls right here. It's going to shoot little bouncy balls at me. I lost my missiles. So if you're not paying attention and watching how the bounce works on those balls, you'll get killed really quickly if you're focusing on just what you're shooting at and not what is coming up behind you. And that's only the first half of this boss. Boss fight can be really tough if you're trying to, like, dodge the arms on the outside. It's harder to dodge them if you're out wide. It's easier to stay in tight and circle around as it's circling around and then come out. There, killed that boss. I used up like 15 lives doing it. So you can see, I don't practice these games before I make the video. I mean, I'm playing this like out of box from my childhood, and just like trying to remember all the joy that it brought me then. But I did want to show you this part too. The stages are really intricate. They're all different. They have different themes. This one's like a lava level. And when you get here, every so often the lava is going to attack you. There's like magma balls, waves of fire that's going to come up out of you. I mean, I'm not saying it's like Battletoads difficult, but frickin' magma spewing dragons chase you around the screen. Ah! See? Giant wave of fire attacking me. So you're dodging those balls, and then giant wave comes and gets you. And then there's like freaking Phoenix is flying at you. Oop! Ah! Oh, so close. Game over. So, Life Force, worth collecting. I think absolutely yes. You can pick this up for about $10 to $20 loose. I picked up my copy for $15.99. Super happy with it. Picked it up at Link to the Past in Chester. I picked up another shooter there just the other day that I'll probably do another video on. It's a Super Nintendo one called UN Squadron. Hopefully you'll join that for me, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about Life Force. So again, if you're a fan of any of your Konami style shooters like Contra, any game in the Contra series really, or if you like Gradius, which is also a Konami game, I believe. This is an offshoot of that. It's called Salamander if you're looking at the Famicom versions or getting like an original Japanese version. But here in the United States, it was called Life Force. It's a co-op shooter. It's vertical scrolling, side scrolling. You can get different unlocks. It is a bullet hell style game. So if you're into that style of game, they are very popular right now. I play all sorts of games that are really trying to build up that sense of dodging everything, just trying to stay on top of it, memorizing patterns. If you played Returnal on PS5 or watched any of my videos on that, very similar, that style of just bullets and waves of ammo coming at you, and just the sheer stress and strain of just trying to get your character to dodge while still shooting at the enemies. I mean, you can spend all day dodging, but if you never attack them, you're never going to win, and that's kind of how this plays. I like the music. I like the graphics. It's not over the top, but you have some cool bosses like, the brain coming in with the tentacles, and you got to figure out how to shoot the eye and dodge. And then you got like the computer, like robot enemies coming at you. And then like that last stage I was showing you, it's very magma, the fire waves coming at you while you're trying to dodge fireballs. Great stage design, great play, great music. Replayability is high. You can bring a friend, play it. Worth collecting. Absolutely. Go out and get yourself a copy. I'm sure if you own a Switch, you can probably play it on like some sort of classic library. I'm not a Nintendo guy as far as the new systems go, mainly the old systems. As you know, I'm down for some retro clown. Uh, anyhow, if you haven't already, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so I can continue bringing and sharing these great videos with you. Well, they're great to me. I enjoy making them. I enjoy playing them. I enjoy sharing with you. I hope you enjoyed them well, and we'll see you next time. Adieu.